We've had a stiff climb this morning on day 13 of our hike. We resupplied last night right down there. In fact, if you look carefully, you can see a lake next to that meadow, and Peter jumped off of some of the rocks on the far side of that lake, into the lake. So, like I said, we've climbed up a ways this morning, and we've got about probably 600 or 700 feet more to climb to go over Selden Pass. That'll be pass number 8 out of 11. So 8 down, 3 to go. Everyone's doing really well this morning, having good energy after our resupply. A very different kind of forest here from what we've seen in other places, much more lush. We've moved further towards the western side of the range. So we're on the westernmost major ridge of the Sierra Nevada, and it traps a lot more moisture off the Pacific, it seems. Beautiful forests. Lodgepole pines here mostly.
Here we are, taking a little snack break at the first of the Sally Keys Lakes. And we've had quite a climb from MTR this morning. How was it for you?
Easy.
We are feeling excited and good. How about for you, William? Your pack was a little troublesome?
Beautiful meadows, lush meadows, and
That spider has
forests.
a red head.
Yeah.
The spider has a red head right
William is tanking up, so his hip belt will fit him better. We're fattening William up and having a lovely time.
We stopped for lunch here at Lake Marie right after crossing Selden Pass, which you see in the center of the screen right here. It's a very beautiful place, surrounded by all kinds of remarkable crags. The mountains here are a little lower than in other places, but they're still mighty rugged. Going down into another deep valley. Day 13 camp all set up for the night next to Bear Creek. This morning on day 14 we climbed over that ridge and back down this side. It's a steep descent, as you can probably see. We're now crossing Mono Creek at the bottom of the climb, which is not too far from the trailhead. We had hoped to get reception here, but no luck. Now we head over Silver Pass, 2,700 feet of elevation gain over 6 miles. So it'll be a challenging afternoon. It's getting sort of warm actually, which we're really glad to see. The forests around here in these deep valleys are really astonishing. The size of these trees, I believe those are ponderosas, But as you can see, they're pine cones. Look like ponderosa pine cones, but they're huge. And this guy, I might be able to get my arms halfway around him. Quite a tree. Sunny switchbacks on a warm afternoon. But the view is pretty nice. We ate dinner, and now we're back on trail, or getting back to the trail to head up Silver Pass. Pass number 9 out of 11. We ate at this lovely lake right behind us here. Looking out over our future course, we'll hike along the slopes of all those mountains up ahead and around into the next valley. And beyond that, you can see over the valley of the middle fork of the San Joaquin River all the way to those two peaks in the distance are Banner and Ritter peaks, which will be right over the trail. The trail goes on the far side of them, just before it gets to Yosemite National Park. And some of those most distant mountains are probably in Yosemite. We're in good spirits this evening and moving pretty fast. The soil tonight is pretty shallow, so we had to get inventive with the stake, beyond the usual use of rocks. But what a magnificent spot, huh? David. We're moving pretty fast this morning. The boys are eager to get to our next resupply, which we'll reach tomorrow. It's gonna be, they're hoping to get there for breakfast. There's a cafe that's open for breakfast, so it could be a pretty long day. But of course, we are enjoying the beauty along the way. Nearing the top of a stiff little climb. We're getting a really nice view. Taking a break by Lake Virginia. A very scenic spot. And our trail continues over that gap in the ridge to another lake, Purple Lake. The descent to Purple Lake. There's a lot of bare rock up here. Looking back over the gap we just came through and back at Duck Lake. Pretty amazing country. You can see for a long ways here we're looking out down the Fish Creek Valley to the San Joaquin River, the middle fork of the San Joaquin River Valley down there. And on beyond those last ridges is the Central Valley of California. And those peaks are going to be very near the border with Yosemite. Pretty incredible views. We just got reception for the first time in 15 days and called grandparents on both sides. We're walking through one of the driest parts of the entire hike. It's a 5.4 mile stretch with no creeks or any other water source. But the forests are still beautiful. Lodgepole, and I believe that's a western white pine right ahead of us there, as well as some firs or spruces. The Twin Peaks furthest back are Banner and Ritter. I'm not sure which is which. And then the jagged ones just to the left are the Minarets. Those are famous mountains in this area. We're getting in a different kind of forest here too. A lot more firs and spruces down here. We're walking late tonight, trying to get close to our resupply so we can have breakfast at the cafe in the morning. Unfortunately, I set us back a little bit because I forgot my walking sticks, and I had to go back for them. But we're still on track to make it there.
Good morning. It is day 16, and we had an incredible adventure yesterday evening. We had heard there was yummy breakfast at Red's Meadow, so we wanted to get within a good walking distance so that we would be able to get here for breakfast. But we ended up getting here the whole way.
We were looking for campsites for the last couple miles, but there just weren't any. It was too steep of a slope and not much water.
Yeah.
So we came 20.5 miles.
20.5 miles yesterday. A record for any of us, well, except for John, in a day.
He's done 30.
And the funny thing is, when we came in sort of late, like 8:20 at night, it was already getting pretty close to dark. We started setting up our tents really quietly in the backpacker site, and lo and behold, who would pop out of their tent just right next to us but our friends, the Roush family, David Roush. And
Lincoln.
And Lincoln. And
Lincoln's sitting in his tent.
And then they had just met up with their
The rest of their family.
rest of their family, so they're now all hiking together. And we woke up early to say goodbye to them and to meet their wife and 2 daughters. And so anyway, it was a really fun adventure to come in late at night. Oh, and get cheesecake from another family or another group of backpackers that were generous to share.
And now it's time to eat breakfast.
Now we are off to our yummy
Breakfast burritos.
breakfast at Red's Meadow. Yay!
Whatever we're having.
Here we are having our yummy breakfast at Red's, and the bus just pulled up to give David an out if he will take it. Will he take it?
No.
Is he going to
No, I'm gonna
bail
take-
on our trip?
Of course I will.
He's been threatening to all the time, but
I was
now when it
threatening
comes
too.
to the,
I'm
he really
complaining, man.
enjoys
Chili.
his backpacking.